In this video, I will demonstrate how to adjust the width of a column using the Python library xlwings. Down below, you can see the testing document we will be working with. It contains 3 columns, one with long strings of text, one with short strings of text, and one with numbers. In the long column, you can see strings of text that are too long for the column width. For the short column, you can see they are too short. And in the numbers column, you can see one of the numbers doesn't fit within the column's current width. There are also some empty cells, which will play into the way I've constructed my way of accomplishing our column adjustments. Here you can see I am opening the workbook as WB and selecting the sheet as WS. To start out, I'm going to only change column A as an example of how to do this for a single column. You can see I'll be working with column A here as I am explicitly stating it within my range function. Each xlwings worksheet object has a range function, and that range function has a value attribute. This range function lets me iterate through every single cell in column A, from the first to last row, and access each one of those cells' values. This for loop is saying that for every value within that range, give me that value as an item in a list, only if that value is not none. Remember the blanks in my column? Each blank is considered to have a value of none. I don't need to evaluate the length of a none value, so I do not include them within my list. Let's execute this cell and see what our list contains. This will take a moment as xlwings has to extract the value of all 1 million plus rows of column A. Printed out, we can see that we have accurately captured column A's contents. Now I'm going to loop through all of the column values and identify the longest length of all of them. I do this with the len function on the value to extract the length of each value, and then I use the max function on all of those length numbers to identify the maximum number of all those lengths. Executing this cell, we can see the longest cell has a length of 21 characters. Now all that's left is to apply that length to the column. The range function of the worksheet object has a column width attribute. As the name implies, it contains the current width of the column. All I need to do is assign it an integer for the new length that I want. And just like that, you can see the column has increased to a more appropriate width in real time. Let's now do this for all of the columns. The logic within this loop contains all the same logic that I just walked through, with the only difference being I am passing column letters to the range function instead of hard coding them in. You can see them here in the first line and here in the third line. The letters I am passing are A, B, and C, so I'm making sure I correctly size each column of the table of data that I am working with. I'll execute this cell, and it will take a moment to complete, but you can see down below the columns are going to be adjusting to the correct size in real time as the loop tackles each column independently. Column A is already an appropriate length, so it doesn't have to do anything for that column, but column B will shorten and column C will expand. So that's really all there is to it with xlwings. First, you collect the values within the column. Second, you find the length of the longest string in that column. And third, you apply the length of that longest string to the column width attribute for that specific column. As always, thank you for stopping by and checking out this video on how to adjust column width using xlwings and Python. If you found it a helpful video, please do give it a thumbs up, as it helps other folks find this content. Let me know in the comments if it was a helpful video and if there are any other features of xlwings, Python, or Excel in general you would like to see reviewed in future videos. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you know when the next video comes out.